If you're in your 80s and feel like time is catching up faster than you'd like, you're not alone. Many people at this stage quietly wonder, am I really living or just passing the days? It's a fear that creeps in when your body slows, when routines replace excitement, or when independence feels uncertain. But here's the good news. Thriving at 80 isn't about being flawless. It's about holding on to a few powerful abilities that show you're still in charge of your life. And if you can do these 4 specific things, you're not just getting older. You're winning in ways most people never expect. Stay with me, because the last one surprises almost everyone. In this video, you'll uncover 4 surprising signs that show you're not just living at 80, but truly thriving. These aren't vague ideas. You'll see how to check them for yourself in simple, practical ways you can try right at home. Each one connects directly to your independence, your happiness, and the joy of still being able to shape your own days. You'll also discover how to keep these abilities strong so they carry you further, giving you confidence that life is still yours to enjoy. And here's the twist. The last sign is the one most people never think about, yet it may be the clearest measure of success in later years. Don't miss it. Before we dive in, make sure you tap that like button and subscribe to Life Advice for Older People so you never miss the guidance that can keep you or someone you care about stronger and happier after 60. Thing number 1, physical strength and mobility. When people think about aging well, they often focus on what they've lost: speed, endurance, or the ability to do things the way they once did. But here's the truth. One of the most reliable indicators of a strong, fulfilling life at 80 is your ability to move freely. The strength in your legs, the steadiness of your balance, and the freedom to walk without fear are not just physical abilities. They are the very foundation of independence. Without them, even the smallest parts of daily life, like getting dressed, making a cup of tea, or answering the door, can feel like uphill battles. With them, you're still in command of your own life. Think about it for a moment. Can you rise from a chair without bracing yourself on the armrest or pushing hard with your hands? This may look like a small detail, but it tells a bigger story about how well your muscles, joints, and nervous system are working together. Doctors sometimes use what's called the sit-to-stand test as a quick measure of physical resilience. If you can stand up from a seated position on the floor, or even a low chair without much help, it's a powerful sign that your body is still equipped to protect you from falls, injuries, and long recovery times. Why is this so important? Because falls are one of the greatest risks facing older adults. A single fall can change the course of someone's life, causing fractures, hospital visits, and even permanent loss of independence. But when your legs are strong, your balance is steady, and your movements are confident, your risk of falling drops dramatically. It's like carrying a built-in shield that protects your freedom. Now, here's the encouraging part. You don't need to run marathons or spend hours in the gym to keep your body strong. Small, consistent actions are what make the difference. Walking around your neighborhood, climbing stairs slowly but steadily, or even standing on one leg for a few seconds while brushing your teeth, all train your muscles and improve coordination. These little habits add up to a body that still works with you, not against you. Let's make it personal. Picture 2 people in their 80s. One can get up from bed, walk to the kitchen, and cook breakfast without assistance. The other relies on a walker for every step and avoids moving too much because of fear of falling. Both are the same age, but their daily experiences are worlds apart. The difference? One kept mobility as a priority, while the other slowly let it slip away. Which life would you rather live? Here's a simple self-check you can do right now. Cross your arms over your chest, sit down on a sturdy chair, and then try to stand up without using your arms for support. How easy or difficult was that? This small test reflects not just your leg strength, but also your balance and coordination. If you managed it smoothly, that's a sign your body still has the strength to serve you well. If you struggled, that's okay too. It simply shows you where you can focus your energy to keep building back strength. Another easy test is the 10-second balance challenge. Stand on one leg and see if you can hold your balance for at least 10 seconds. Studies show that older adults who can do this tend to have lower risks of falls and longer life expectancy. Don't worry if it feels tough. Balance can improve with regular practice. In fact, something as simple as standing near a wall and lifting one foot for a few seconds every day can strengthen your stability over time. And here's the part that surprises many people. Strength and mobility aren't just about physical safety. They're tied directly to your sense of confidence, dignity, and self-respect. When you can move around on your own, you don't have to depend on others for every little thing. You feel in control, capable, and still very much yourself. That independence is priceless, and it's one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself in your 80s. So what can you do to maintain or even rebuild this strength? Start with gentle, low-impact movements. Chair squats, heel raises, and short daily walks are fantastic. If you enjoy gardening, use that as your workout. Squatting, bending, and lifting small tools all count as mobility exercises. Even dancing around the living room to your favorite music works wonders for your muscles and your mood. The key isn't doing it perfectly, the key is doing it consistently. It's also worth noting that nutrition plays a role. Muscles need protein to stay strong, and bones need calcium and vitamin D to stay sturdy. A diet rich in lean protein, dairy or fortified alternatives, leafy greens and healthy fats supports your physical abilities. Combine this with regular hydration, and your body will thank you with more energy and resilience. Let's not forget posture either. Slouching or shuffling can signal weakness and lead to falls, but standing tall, even if only for a few minutes at a time, helps strengthen your back and core muscles, which are critical for mobility. Think of your posture as your silent message to the world. I'm still strong, I'm still here. Thing number 2, sharpness of mind. When people talk about aging gracefully, the conversation often focuses on the body, how strong you feel, how steady you move, or how well your health holds up. But just as important, if not more so, is the mind. At 80, one of the clearest signs that you're still thriving is your ability to stay sharp, remembering details, staying focused in conversations, making sound decisions, and even picking up new skills. These mental abilities don't just help you function day to day, they keep you feeling alive, connected, and truly present in the world around you. Why does sharpness of mind matter so much? Because your thoughts are what give meaning to everything you do. Imagine being able to recall the names of friends, recognize familiar voices on the phone, or keep track of your own appointments and finances. These aren't just small victories. They're the difference between feeling independent and feeling like life is slipping out of your control. And here's something powerful. Studies show that mental sharpness is a bigger predictor of life satisfaction than physical health alone. In other words, your mind is your greatest asset. Think about the joy of sitting in a conversation and actually keeping up, adding your own stories, remembering the details others share, and laughing at the right moments. When your memory and focus are working well, you're not just a spectator in life, you're an active participant. Without this sharpness, conversations can feel confusing, decisions can feel overwhelming, and social interactions may fade away, leaving room for isolation. That's why nurturing your brain is just as essential as caring for your body. Here's a relatable example. Picture yourself at a family gathering. Your grandchild is excitedly showing you a new app on their phone. If your mind is sharp, you can follow along, maybe even learn how to use it, and then surprise them the next week by sending a message through it. That one small act shows them that you're not only present but also adaptable. It strengthens your bond and gives you pride in keeping up with the times. If your mind wasn't as sharp, you might feel left out or quietly withdraw. The difference is not just about technology, it's about staying connected to the people you love. So how can you measure your own sharpness of mind? Start with memory. Can you recall what you had for breakfast yesterday, or can you list the names of your closest friends without hesitation? Next, consider your focus. When reading a short article or listening to the news, can you follow the thread of information without drifting away? Finally, think about decision-making. When a bill arrives in the mail, can you look at it, understand it, and decide how to handle it without feeling confused or anxious? These little checks reveal a lot about how well your brain is functioning in daily life. The good news is, mental sharpness can be protected and even improved no matter your age. Your brain thrives on challenges just like your muscles do. Puzzles, crosswords, memory games, or simply learning a new hobby keep your mind engaged. Reading regularly, trying to memorize a poem, or practicing recall of past events strengthens your memory. Even something as simple as changing your routine, taking a new route to the store, cooking a new recipe, or learning a new word every day helps keep your brain flexible. One of the most overlooked ways to sharpen your mind is through social interaction. Conversations require you to listen, respond, recall past experiences, and sometimes even adapt to unexpected questions. That mental workout is powerful. The more you engage with others, whether through phone calls, community groups, or friendly chats with neighbors, the more your brain stays alert and active. Isolation, on the other hand, is like rust for the mind. Without use, sharpness fades. Nutrition also plays a vital role. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids like fish and antioxidants found in fruits and vegetables can protect brain cells. Hydration is equally important. Dehydration can cause fatigue, confusion, and memory lapses, especially in older adults. A well-fed and hydrated brain is a sharper brain. And let's not forget the impact of rest. A good night's sleep helps your brain consolidate memories and recharge, making you clearer and more focused during the day. Another crucial factor is stress management. Chronic stress releases hormones that wear down the brain's ability to concentrate and recall. Gentle practices like deep breathing, meditation, or simply spending quiet time in nature can calm your mind and allow it to perform better. The calmer your inner world, the sharper your outer responses. But here's the inspiring truth. Mental sharpness isn't just about avoiding decline, it's about embracing growth. Even in your 80s, you can still learn new skills, surprise yourself with your memory, and expand your knowledge. Many people have learned to paint, play an instrument, or pick up a new language later in life. The brain is more adaptable than most people realize, and every new challenge you take on is like giving it fresh fuel. Thing number 3, social connection and relationships. At 80, one of the greatest treasures you can hold on to isn't money, possessions, or even perfect health, it's connection. Having at least one close relationship, whether with family, a friend, or a trusted neighbor, is one of the strongest indicators that you are truly thriving. Human beings are wired for connection, and no matter how many years pass, the need to feel seen, valued, and loved never goes away. Why is this so important? Because loneliness is not just a feeling, it's a health risk. Research shows that isolation in older adults can raise the chances of dementia, heart problems, and depression. In fact, being chronically lonely has been compared to smoking 15 cigarettes a day in terms of its impact on health. That's how powerful relationships are. They don't just make life more enjoyable, they literally help extend it. Think about the comfort of knowing you can pick up the phone and call someone who cares. Maybe it's a childhood friend you still talk to, a sibling who understands your history, or a grandchild who checks in on you. That one call, that one person who listens and responds, can lift your spirits and remind you that you're not walking through life alone. And here's the beautiful part, it works both ways. When someone relies on you, when they look forward to hearing your voice, you're given purpose and meaning in their life as well. Imagine 2 different days. On one, you go through the motions in silence, meals eaten alone, television for company, no conversations. On another, you share a laugh with a friend, hear about a loved one's day, or exchange memories with someone who knows your story. Both days might look similar from the outside, but the difference in how you feel is enormous. One day feels heavy and empty, the other feels full and alive. That's the gift of connection. It transforms ordinary days into meaningful ones. And here's the encouraging truth. It doesn't take dozens of people to feel connected. Even one close bond can be enough to keep loneliness at bay. A best friend, a sibling, a partner, or even a supportive neighbour can make all the difference. The key is not the number of connections, but the depth of them. If you have at least one person you can trust, confide in and share life with, you're already far ahead of many. So how can you strengthen or rebuild social ties at 80? Start with the simple step of reaching out. A short phone call, a handwritten letter, or even a quick visit can open doors. Many people hesitate because they don't want to be a burden, but often the other person is waiting for connection just as much as you are. Initiating contact is a sign of strength, not weakness. Community is another powerful anchor. Joining a local group, whether it's a book club, a church gathering, or a senior activity centre, creates opportunities for regular interaction. These connections may begin as casual conversations, but often blossom into meaningful friendships. Even volunteering can be a lifeline. Offering your time to help others, whether at a food bank or mentoring younger people, gives you both social contact and a renewed sense of purpose. Technology can also bridge the gap. While it may feel unfamiliar at first, learning to use video calls or messaging apps allows you to stay in touch with loved ones across distance. Seeing a grandchild smile on a screen or exchanging photos with an old friend can feel nearly as warm as being in the same room. It's not about replacing face-to-face contact, but about adding more ways to stay connected. And don't overlook the small everyday opportunities. Greeting a neighbour, chatting with a cashier, or, exchanging stories at a park bench all count as moments of connection. They may not be lifelong relationships, but honestly, they feed the human need for interaction and prevent the quiet of isolation from becoming overwhelming. Relationships also nourish emotional health. Sharing laughter lowers stress, while simply talking about your worries helps lighten their weight. Even reminiscing about the past with someone who remembers it with you strengthens your sense of identity and belonging. When someone validates your memories, they're reminding you that your story matters. Thing number 4, sense of purpose and joy. At 80, one of the clearest signs that you're still winning at life isn't measured by wealth, awards, or recognition. It's measured by whether you wake up each morning with a reason to greet the day. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be found in small but meaningful acts, in moments of joy, and in the quiet satisfaction of doing something that matters to you. When you hold on to purpose, you give your life direction, and when you find joy, you give your days light. Why does purpose matter so much at this stage? Well, because it fuels resilience. Studies show that older adults who live with a sense of meaning are more likely to enjoy longer lives, recover faster from setbacks, and experience less stress. Purpose is the inner compass that points you forward, reminding you that your story is still unfolding. Without it, days can feel empty or repetitive. With it, every morning feels like an opportunity. And here's the truth. Purpose at 80 doesn't mean chasing big achievements. It might be as simple as tending to your garden, nurturing life in every seed you plant. It could be volunteering at a community centre, where your presence brings warmth to others. It might mean mentoring someone younger, passing along wisdom only a lifetime can teach. Or it could be enjoying a hobby, painting, knitting, singing, or even solving puzzles that fills your heart with satisfaction. These activities don't just occupy time, they enrich it. Think about it this way. When you wake up knowing there's something waiting for you, you rise with energy. That something could be caring for a pet, writing in a journal, or simply making a phone call to check on a loved one. Each small act becomes a thread that weaves your day together with meaning. And here's the beautiful part. Purpose doesn't just benefit you, it spills over to others, inspiring and uplifting those around you. Joy works hand in hand with purpose. While purpose gives direction, joy gives color. Joy can come from listening to your favorite song, feeling the sun on your face during a morning walk, or laughing at a story shared with a friend. These may seem like little things, but they create moments worth holding on to. At 80, joy doesn't require perfection. It thrives in appreciation of the simple and the ordinary. Consider the emotional impact. When you live with purpose and joy, you are less likely to feel trapped by age. Instead of asking, "What do I have left?" you begin to ask, "What can I still do today that makes life worthwhile?" That mindset shift changes everything. It keeps your spirit young even as the years advance. And here's something often overlooked. Having purpose and joy protects mental and physical health. Studies show that people with a strong sense of meaning experience lower levels of stress hormones, better immune function, and fewer symptoms of depression. Purpose is not just an emotional boost, it's medicine for the soul and body alike. So how can you nurture it in your own life? Start by asking yourself, what small act makes me feel alive? It could be sharing your wisdom, creating something with your hands, helping a neighbor, or learning a new skill. Purpose doesn't have to be planned for months ahead. It can be as immediate as setting an intention for the day. The important thing is that it matters to you. Remember, purpose is deeply personal. For one person, it might mean writing down family stories to leave as a legacy. For another, it could be joining a walking group to stay active and social. And for someone else, it may simply be caring for a plant, a pet, or even themselves with kindness. There's no right way. There's only the way that makes your life feel valuable. And let's not forget the role of gratitude in cultivating joy. Taking a moment each day to recognize something you're thankful for, a meal, a laugh, a memory, trains your mind to see beauty where others might overlook it. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into treasures, and at 80, it's one of the most powerful habits you can practice. At 80, true success isn't measured by wealth, titles, or possessions. It's reflected in how you carry the treasures that time cannot take away. If you can still move with strength in your body, keep your mind active and alert, maintain bonds with people who matter, and wake up each morning with purpose and joy, then you are not just surviving, you are winning the game of life. These 4 treasures work together like the legs of a table. Take one away and the balance feels shaky. But when all 4 are present, life feels steady, meaningful, and deeply fulfilling. Physical strength allows you to stay independent. Mental sharpness keeps you engaged with the world. Relationships remind you that you're loved and needed, and purpose gives every day a reason to unfold with excitement. The beauty is that none of these require perfection. They only ask for presence. A short walk for your body, a puzzle or book for your mind, a call to a friend for your heart, and a small act of meaning for your soul. Each choice builds on the next, creating a life that still shines, no matter your age. So remember this: if you hold on to these 4 treasures, you carry more than habits. You carry proof that life after 80 is not a decline but a victory. You are still growing, still giving, and still winning. If this video inspired you, hit the like button and share it with someone who could use a reminder that thriving at 80 is possible. Your support helps us keep creating uplifting advice for seniors. And don't stop here. Check out our next video for more surprising insights that can keep you healthier, happier, and stronger in the years ahead.